The year is 1914. Imagine the bustling heart of London, a scene of vibrant chaos and cheerful noise. On almost any street corner you'd find a recruiting sergeant. He'd be a striking figure in his scarlet tunic and pillbox hat, beckoning young lads to join the colours. "King and country needs you," his posters would roar. Little did those eager youths know a storm was brewing. In 1874, a new system of enlistment was introduced, short service. Men could sign up for a few years, gain valuable skills, and then return to civilian life. This system, combined with the allure of adventure and the promise of a shilling a day, made the army an appealing prospect for many young men. The sight of these brave lads, so full of hope and patriotic fervour, was commonplace in those days. Yet the world they were about to enter would be anything but ordinary. The idyllic pre-war life, a world of garden parties and cricket matches, was about to be shattered. For the upper echelons of Edwardian society, life was a whirlwind of garden parties, country house weekends, and glittering balls. Servants catered to their every whim. Footmen stood ready at the dining table, maidservants tended to the endless wardrobes, and gardeners ensured the roses were always in bloom. This life of leisure was made possible by a rigid social hierarchy. The lower classes toiled in factories and fields, their labour propping up the luxurious lifestyles of the wealthy. But even for the working class, there were simple pleasures to be had: a visit to the seaside, a pint at the pub, or a sing-along at the local music hall, provided respite from the daily grind. Life was simpler, slower, and for many imbued with a sense of optimism. Sport played a pivotal role in British life. Cricket, with its leisurely pace and arcane rules, was considered the national game. Crowds flocked to witness the legendary Dr. W.G. Grace, a man whose beard and girth were as impressive as his batting skills. Tennis, too, was enjoying a surge in popularity. The genteel lawns of Wimbledon saw thrilling matches played out, with ladies in long white dresses and gentlemen in their finest flannels. These sporting spectacles offered a sense of shared national identity and a welcome distraction from the growing tensions in Europe. Beneath the veneer of tranquility, change was afoot. The world was on the cusp of a technological revolution. Motorcars were beginning to appear on the roads, and in the skies a new marvel was taking flight: the aeroplane. The Wright brothers' invention, once a mere curiosity, was rapidly evolving into a machine of war. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand in Sarajevo in June 1914 shattered the fragile peace. Within weeks, Europe was at war. The recruiting sergeants, once a familiar sight, became symbols of a nation mobilizing for conflict. Young men caught up in the wave of patriotic fervor flocked to enlist. Cars, once symbols of luxury, were repurposed as recruiting tools, their sides adorned with slogans urging men to join now. The carefree days of Edwardian England were over, replaced by the grim reality of total war. The world would never be the same again.